Happy Wednesday, Hump Day, January the 9th, 2019. Guess what day it is? I'm sorry, where was I looking? Happy Wednesday, Hump Day, January 2019. Guess what day it is? I'm going to say this really quickly up front because I'm going to share a piece of this on my Instagram as well. But today, and today only, I have an amazing flash sale going on for 2 of my readings. You can book the 2019 Year Ahead reading for only $21. Now, the 2019 Year Ahead reading, you can discover your options, your obstacles, and your opportunities that are all facing you this year in 2019. So for those of you who are still planning your New Year's resolutions and your goals and your dreams for this year, the 2019 Year Ahead reading is the reading that you want to book. I also have the general question reading, which is so amazing because if you have a general question, that's the one for you. So whatever you may have a general question about, any matter that's concerning you in your life right now, you can book the general question reading. That reading is also only $21, today only. So click the link in my bio and get any one of those readings, the 2019 Year Ahead or the general question reading, for only $21 today and today only. That's my Hump Day special for you. All right. So I realized I'm going live in the middle of the day. And so I didn't announce it. You all may not be expecting me to be doing this. And some of you may be busy, but that's all right. Y'all be on Facebook and Instagram all the time anyway. Like at work, y'all be like sneaking over, you know, scrolling your timeline. So I know some of y'all are available right now in the middle of the afternoon. So, hey, how are you? How you doing? How your mama doing? How everybody doing? This is what happens when you go live in the middle of the day, kind of impromptu. So normally I do a pick a card, any card. And I said, you know what, today I'm just going to do a quick general basic reading for just the energy of today, the energy of this middle of the week hump day. I don't know about all of you. You know, comment below and let me know what January has been like for you. For me, January, you know, it hasn't been a bad month. It's been, you know, pretty decent. I really can't complain, but it's been weird. You know, like it's been, I was talking to someone earlier today. Shout out to Sister Monya of Copper Vibrations. I was speaking with her earlier today, and she said, why does it seem like January is kind of having a bipolar feel to it? You know what I mean? Like, one day will be kind of crazy, and then the next day is going pretty good, and the next day is, you know, so it's been a lot of back and forth. And, you know, a lot of people that I talked to this month has been kind of interesting like that. And if I can offer a piece of advice, or just not necessarily advice, but insight, I really feel like 2019 is the year where, you know the saying, like, you'll know them by their fruit sort of thing, right? This is the year where you will know people by their energy. And you will know where you are in life based on how you're feeling, intuitively, energetically. I'm noticing that if my energy is low, or if I'm in a bad mood, or just having certain kind of thoughts, it's like it's not taking a long time for that to manifest. And then in the opposite, like if I'm feeling good, for example, like this morning, I made a conscious decision when I first woke up, because I had a lot of stuff on my plate today. And I said, you know what? Not even gonna worry about it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Today is going to be an amazing day. Today is going to be a fabulous day. Today, the right doors of opportunity will open up. Today will just flow easily and peacefully. And look, here I am in the middle of the afternoon, like 3 something. And I'm actually able to calmly sit still and do this Facebook Live. So I created the energy of today, but it very well could have gone in a completely different direction. And so I'm noticing that really seems to be the way things are going for 2019 for the most part for people in general. So if you've noticed that this year has been very interesting, like you can't put your finger on it, on what interesting means, but you know, it's like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's just, it's, you know, even though we're in Capricorn season, it almost has an Aquarius feel. Like, you know, Aquarius energy is very, kind of rebellious, or kind of like you can't pin it down. Just when you think you've got a hold on it, you know, it's an air energy, so it floats in a different direction, you know. It almost feels like that, you know. It doesn't feel like we're in slow and steady, you know, play it by the book, play by the rules Capricorn season. So this is very interesting. So I would just say, if that is what you are experiencing this year, if that's what you're feeling so far, and it's only the 9th day of the year, that this is, you know, pretty much how this year is going to go. You know, we are the makers of our destiny. We are the makers of our days, day to day. So it's very important to keep your energy high. And even in social media and on TV and, you know, things that are going on in the world and, you know, just in the country, if you're watching a lot of news, and if you're watching a lot of social media, and, you know, you're glued to what everybody is saying and everybody is doing 24/7, that could be very energy draining, you know. So we want to be mindful of that. We want to be mindful that sometimes it's in certain people's best interest to keep our energy and focus all over the place, you know. And then you can't really pinpoint why you feel like your energy is being drained, right? You can't really pinpoint why you feel stressed or why you feel overwhelmed, or just, you know, whatever, because it's a combination of a lot of things. So remember that I think one of the messages of this year of 2019 is that, you know, we are all needing to be, or must be, responsible for our own energy. When we feel that we're being pulled everywhere, then it's our responsibility to pull that energy back and say, no, my energy belongs to me. I decide how I will live. I decide how I want to feel, you know, instead of being swayed, you know, by every new development on the news and every new development on social media. So yeah, so if that is what you have been feeling or going through or experiencing, just know that you're not alone, because it just seems like I really do believe that this year, you know, there really won't be many excuses that many of us can give for things, you know. When we get to December 2019, you know, when we get to the end of this year, we'll be able to look at, our where we are and say, wow, I really see how I got there, you know, and I can't blame anybody but me. You know, there may be a lot of people and things and situations that may arise to try to, you know, challenge your ability to maintain your own stance, to maintain your own flow of energy, however you want to flow, your own emotional state, your own mental state, you know, even your physical health, right? But ultimately, I think this year is going to show us who is really in power, meaning yourself. Meaning yourself. It's going to show you your own power. It's going to show you what you're capable of. All right. So anyway, so today is January 9th, Wednesday, hump day. Again, today and today only, I'm offering an amazing sale on 2 of my readings. Number 1 is the 2019 year ahead reading, which is perfect for this time of year because it shows you the options, obstacles, and opportunities that lay on your path this year so that you can plan your year for success. You can know what to do when, you can strategize, and you know, plan out what you want. It actually manifests what you want to see. And then the second reading is the general question reading. So if you have a general question about a general concern in your life, or just something that you want more clarity and insight on, that reading is also on sale. Both of those readings are only $21 today only. So you have to click the link in my bio and book those readings today in order to get it at the sale price, which is amazing, because that's not what they're normally priced. Okay, so make sure you get that today. All right, so I've just been shuffling these cards, and I'm just going to do just a general reading about what do we almost need to know, be aware of, have clarity on, in order to move through this year with success. How do we, in general, need to conduct ourselves this year emotionally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, energetically, in order to have the best outcomes for our lives in 2019. So this is just a general overview reading. Again, for more personalized reading, you want to make sure that you click the link that is in that is pinned to this post, so that you can get the 2019 year ahead reading, which is super detailed, and also the general question reading, which is super detailed specifically for you. Each of those are only $21 today. All right, so what do we collectively need to know and be aware of in order to move through 2019 with success, keeping our emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical beings, bodies intact? All right, so wow. All right, so I pulled 3 cards. I wish I knew how to pull this down, but this is live and I don't want to mess nothing up, so. Wow, okay, this is very interesting. All right. This year is important for all of us to maintain a sense of generosity, to do things in a spirit of reciprocity. There are times when things can be out of balance a little bit, where you could take more than you receive, or you could give more, take more than you receive, or give more than you take. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm saying that right. You know, and I think that 2018 was kind of one of those years where you either felt like you were the one who was giving, or you were the one who was taking. And in this year, what I'm seeing in these cards, and I'll show them to you in a second, but what I'm seeing in these cards, what I'm feeling is that this year, reciprocity is going to be huge. And I actually said this at the beginning of this video, like whatever energy you're putting out, I'm seeing that it's being returned very quickly. So it's very important this year that we say what we want and we're honest about it. And I would say even almost more importantly, that we are clear about what we can and can't do. So don't overcommit yourself. Don't say you can do things that you know you can't. Whether it's, you know, actually showing up to events, whether it is, you know, giving somebody a ride somewhere, whether it's actually, you know, especially monetarily, like saying that you can pay a certain amount when really you know that you can't. It's very important this year that we are all very clear on what we know that we can do. Now, of course, you know, there are times where just unintentionally we may overcommit, or, you know, we just, you know, maybe spoke too soon. And it's going to be important to quickly course correct when those times happen, because 2019 is one of those easy manifestation years, meaning what you say and what you do will manifest very quickly. And for those of you who are used to blaming other people, or used to pointing the finger, or are used to wanting someone else, or feeling that somebody else should take full responsibility for you, this really isn't the year for that, because you'll have to eat your own words. You'll have to, you know, pay the price for your own actions. But that's, you know, that's on the good side and the not so good side, you know. So this is one of those years where, if you are responsible for your own actions, if you're responsible for your own state of being, you know, if you're responsible in that way, you will actually see the benefits of that. So the first card that was pulled is the Ten of Cups, which is usually a very happy card. It's a, you know, it's the Ten of Cups is like emotional joy, emotional abundance, fulfillment, prosperity in your home, prosperity in your love life, and not just, you know, in a romantic sense, but also in just, you know, in the heart chakra sense, in your that feeling of total satisfaction. And so that comes a lot of times after a lot of hard work, a lot of work on your emotional self, a lot of being clear on what exactly will emotionally satisfy you. A lot of times we as people will get in situations, we'll engage with people, whether in relationships or just, you know, in a business or whatever, because we think it's the right thing to do. But the Ten of Cups is like, no, this is emotional fulfillment that has come from, you know, you really having done the work of, you know, knowing what it's like to have what you desire, knowing what it's like to not have what you desire, you know, spending time doing things that are not even meaningful to you in order to discover what really does mean something to you. And then you realize all along that, you know, maybe it was your family that meant the world to you. Maybe it was your health that meant the world to you. You know, it's reminding me of like almost every story where there's the hero's journey, where, you know, the hero goes out into the world only to discover that all along he had the power. All along she, you know, what did Dorothy say? There's no place like home, right? So, you know, really this year is about simplifying what makes you emotionally satisfied. Some of the things that you thought you had to push hard for in 2018, that you had to hustle hard for, that you had to go hard for, ask yourself, like, how meaningful is that to you? Are you only doing those things because that's what somebody told you should do? Or are you only caring about those things because somebody told you that that is what you should care about, right? And so the Ten of Cups is, you know, the Ten of Cups is really that coming to emotional fulfillment and satisfaction sometimes after a lot of struggle, sometimes after a lot of pain. But again, like what I said earlier, you got to be clear on what you want. If you're still playing around with things that you don't really want, or you're trying to make yourself like somebody, or you're trying to make yourself like your job, or you're trying to make yourself, you know, like being a part of this organization or that club, or, you know, trying to make yourself be fulfilled by something because somebody else says that you should be and you're really not. You have to have the courage to be honest about that. This year, 2019, the people that you'll see succeed in the end, however they define success, because success is always subjective to the person, but the people that you will see emotionally fulfilled by December 2019 are those who had the courage to step forward and go for what they want and not settle for what they don't want. And those who were open and honest to say, no, I don't like that. What I like is this, and so that leads me to our next card, which is the Eight of Pentacles. And we actually have two Pentacle cards here. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. But so the Eight of Pentacles is about mastering your craft. So it's very interesting that this card came first, Ten of Cups, and then it was followed by, I don't know if this is backwards because I'm on Facebook Live, but this one was first. Is this my left because y'all are opposite of me? I don't know. And then this one was second. So Ten of Cups and then the Eight of Pentacles. And so the Eight of Pentacles is all about mastering your craft. When you look at a crafts person, like somebody who's like an excellent welder or a potter, you know what I mean, a seamstress, or just somebody who, an artist, right? They really go in and they practice and they practice and they practice. And to anybody who is not an artisan like they are, I have friends of mine who are artists, and everything they do I think is fantastic. I'm like, oh, this is a masterpiece. And they're like, no, this is like the worst piece I've ever drawn or painted or whatever. And it's like, what? Because the artist knows what their best is. And just because on the outside you may think it's good because you don't know, the artist knows what their best is. And I'm thinking also about recently, a couple of weeks ago, y'all might have seen it, where on Payless Shoes did this whole, they set up this this looked like a shishi, high class store, and they had all of their shoes out there, and they brought in all of these influencers, all of these online influencers to come in and sample their shoes. And all of these, high fashion people were like, oh yes, these are the best shoes. Oh yes, I would pay $600 for these shoes. And then come to find out they were Payless shoes. And it really made me think, like, some people were like, oh, so we shouldn't pay a lot of money for things because that, that's not what I thought. What I thought was that, wow, that's really interesting that the people who are influencing you can't tell the difference between fake leather and real leather. So who's really influencing you? Number one. So, but the Eight of Pentacles person, the one who's mastered their craft, if you talk to a real leathersmith, if you talk to, somebody who works with real fur, or somebody who works with pure metals, they know what purity is. They're not confused. You can't hustle them. You know what I mean? And so a lot of us have been hustled to emotionally desire things previously that we didn't want. That we didn't desire, and here comes this Eight of Pentacles. It's like, no, but if you master your craft, you'll have true emotional fulfillment. If you actually take the time to become better at what your purpose is on this earth, and it doesn't have to be anything major, like, you may not be an artist or a blacksmith or metalsmith, whatever. That might not be your calling, but whatever it is that and only in your heart and your gut that you just wish you could spend more time doing, wish you could spend more time becoming better at. For some, it might be becoming a better parent. Maybe you need to, because the Eight of Pentacles is also the apprentice card. It's about actually getting mentorship to help you to be better. So, some of you may need to take parenting classes. How do I become a better parent? Some of us may need to take communication classes. How do I actually communicate what I have to say better? How do I hear and I listen better? You know what I mean? Some of you may need to take your artisan classes, you know what I mean? And all those sorts of things. But whatever it is that you have been sent here to do, whatever your purpose is, this Eight of Pentacles, this is saying that this is the year to do it, and your emotional fulfillment is tied to that. No longer can you spend the bulk of your time doing things that don't emotionally fulfill you, or doing things that look good on paper and sound good, but in your heart, you know, this ain't nothing. You know, this ain't really what I want to do. It sounds good, but it's not really what I want to do. You know, or it's not really how I want to spend my time, because it's not really leading me to the emotional fulfillment that I desire. But this Eight of Pentacles is about you spending more of your time mastering your craft, mastering your talents, mastering your character, mastering your skills, you know, and that's where wealth is. And not just financial wealth, even though this is a Pentacles card. So it is, you know, part of it is dealing with financial wealth or material gain. But wealth as a person, wealth and character, wealth and discipline, because the Eight of Pentacles is a discipline card. Like the person who, you know, let's just say you're trying out for the Olympics, right? Everybody else is eating what they want to eat, sleeping however long they want to sleep, you know, working out when they feel like it. But this Eight of Pentacles person is like, nah, I got to be up at 5 a.m. jogging. Nah, I got to be drinking these smoothies. No, I didn't drink enough water today. I got to, you know, get better at that. You know what I mean? So the Eight of Pentacles card is also about discipline. It's about disciplining yourself. And in doing so, you're building character, you're building strength, you're building wisdom. You know, you are becoming a better person, which ultimately leads to financial and emotional fulfillment. But what am I trying to say? It's like also the people who are most successful in life, whether they got a lot of money or not a lot, you know, the people who are most successful in life are those who live life on their own terms. And they found their own piece of happiness, whatever that meant for them. So that's what I'm trying to say. So the last card is the Six of Pentacles, another Pentacles card. And this is the Afro Tarot, for those of you who are wondering what deck I'm using. I love this deck. This is actually by an artist. Speaking of artists, you know. So anyway, the Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity. You can be this person here, you know, on the mountaintop, you know, this woman that's got the money flowing, you know. Or you can be this person down here who is in the traditional tarot is seen as someone who is destitute, who is having to live off of the generosity and the charity of others. But it's showing the reciprocity. You know, you give and you receive, you give and you receive. And you may experience moments like this, but you may experience moments like this on the mountaintop, you know. So that's the thing about the Six of Pentacles, and what the message is for 2019 is that this is a year of reciprocity. Now with the Six of Pentacles, yes, it is a money card. It is a financial card. But beyond that, it is a card of giving and receiving. It is ultimately that law of reciprocity. Your words are your bond. Your money, you know, when they say, you know, what a bail bondsman, you put up money to free somebody, to get somebody out of jail, right? So your money is your bond. Your word is your bond. Your thoughts are your bond. Your actions are your bond. Everything that you put out comes back to you. So you have to, this is a year, I just can't stress this enough. This is a year of being intentional about what you say, about what you do, about what you give. Because you have to understand that it's not so much just about you give and receive, but it's really about intentionally knowing I'm going to say this so it can come back to me. I'm going to do this so it can come back to me. I'm going to give this so it can come back to me. Being more intentional about that. I really do feel that those who will experience the ultimate joy this year are those who are intentional about what they put out, what they give, what they allow to flow from them. and also what you allow yourself to receive. So in a previous video, I was mentioning me being in a store, and then the store clerk was just on 10 about something that I didn't do and nobody else in the line did, but she was just here unnecessarily. You know, as far as she was on 10 and she was giving it to the people who didn't ask for it. And I remember going into my mind and saying, I'm not even gonna receive this little attitude that she has. You know why? Because I ain't do nothing to her. So, you know, they say, I don't receive it. Like, literally, that is how we have to be this year. When you see foolishness and stupidity, just say, I don't even receive that. Like, when somebody throws a ball at you and you don't reach up to catch it, your hands are down because you're like, I'm not even going to catch that ball because I don't want that ball. That's what we have to do this year. When people throw things your way, and it could be intentional towards you, like saying nasty things to you or about you or doing things to you, or it could just be the energy. Like, you could just be watching all of the wrong stuff on social media or on TV. And you can just say, oh, psh, psh. Nope, I don't receive that. Because what happens is when you receive something, you absorb it into you and it becomes a part of you. It's no different than when you eat what you eat. You eat the food and it becomes a part of you. Or when you have a sexual relationship with somebody, right? That intimacy actually brings your two physical bodies into one another, right? So, this year with the reciprocity being, with manifestation happening so quickly, we have to be careful about what we receive. And we have to be like, you really have to say, I'm not even receiving that. Or if it's something good, you got to acknowledge the good on a whole nother level. Like things that you may have overlooked before. You know, I don't care what it is, like getting a green light when you normally have a red light, whatever, you know what I mean? You just have to acknowledge all of the good and receive that into your life. But just know that reciprocity is a real thing this year. So that is basically what I have for 2019, a general overview, you know, that we have to make sure that we know what will be emotionally fulfilling to us. What will bring emotional joy and just contentment. That's the word I'm looking for. Like just total contentment, you know, be clear on that, be honest about that. And then, master your craft, mastering your craft, mastering your character, mastering your skills, mastering, you know, your talents, and really spending more time doing the things that you know are in line with your purpose. Don't spend more time doing things that ultimately don't matter, or doing things that look good because you know people will compliment you on it, people will feel some kind of way, you know, in a good way, or think high thoughts about you, you know, like whatever. You know what I mean? You got to do what is in line with your overall purpose and have the courage to do so, and spend the time getting better and better at those things. And then walk in reciprocity. Really walk in that reciprocity, knowing that the words you speak, the thoughts you think, the actions you take, you know, are binding things to you that you either want or you don't want, ultimately. So that is it, y'all. Bam. So make sure you click the link in my bio or in this description box that is pinned to the top of this video. Today, Wednesday, January 9th. Yes, hump day. Happy hump day. 2 of my readings are on sale. The 2019 Year Ahead reading, which helps you to know your options, your obstacles, and your opportunities for 2019 so that you can strategize, make those New Year's resolutions, and all of those good things for success. Also, my second reading that's on sale is the general question reading. We all got general questions. Sometimes we all just want some clarity and some insight. That is the reading for you. If you have a general question about a matter concerning you, make sure that you book the general question reading. Both of those readings are on sale today, and only today, for $21. I'm telling y'all, you can't beat that. $21 for a reading from me? Y'all just saw what I just did. And this was just a general reading. Can you imagine a specific reading just for you? That is what I'm offering you today for only $21. The 2019 Year Ahead reading or the general question reading. Click the link somewhere in this pin to this live video post and book your reading today, because tomorrow it goes back to its regular price. Until we speak again, I'm wishing you so much peace and love. Happy Wednesday.